It may have just gotten easier for drivers and cyclists to share the streets of Portland.
It's all thanks to a new program from the Portland Bureau of Transportation. Tony has more in today's Behind the Wheel.
Bike lanes like this have been painted on the streets of Portland for decades. But in August, a new stripe hit the streets, the advisory bike lane.
It's a great way to expand a bike lane and organize a street to clarify how people driving and biking can share it in a safer way.
Unlike traditional bike lanes with solid lines that drivers should never cross, advisory bike lanes have skip striping or a dotted line like you see here. It's a different look with different rules.
In an advisory bike lane situation, you're allowed to drive in that bike lane as needed for safety, just to allow oncoming traffic to pass you by.
And likewise, cyclists can also use the center lane primarily to keep a safe distance from the doors of parked cars that might open.
Use the center lane and, as needed, move into the bike lane partly or entirely as needed to proceed and give other travelers the space that they need.
Trying to explain the do's and don'ts of advisory bike lanes could be more confusing than actually driving or riding through them. In reality, they're pretty intuitive.
This, we're hoping, will really make everyone more comfortable and safe navigating our streets, biking, walking, and getting where they need to go, and also driving.
There are two advisory bike lanes so far, one on Northeast 53rd from Hoyt to Irving, the other on 43rd from Tillamook to Sandy. More are planned in the future.
This is a solution to help folks share a street where you could expect to see a lot of bike traffic and a few thousand cars a day.
Tony Martinez, Fox 12 Oregon. We've been debating this.
Well, because I was saying, you know, there is something to where, like, oh, this should be intuitive, but I'm not so sure. I mean, you drive around and you see all the different things and you don't quite know.
In those specific examples, there are narrow roads where two cars could be coming like head on towards each other slowly.
Not enough space for two cars.
Right, and to avoid the car coming at you, you'd have to merge.
Yep.
Right. If you had to go across a solid line into a bike lane, you would not be legally allowed to do that, and you shouldn't do it. This says it's okay to do that because it's a dotted line.
As you need to.
But not okay to drive in that
No, just to get around the car coming. It's much more common sense than it
appears. Are they all over the city now, or just in certain areas?
The two locations,
Gotcha,
and there's more to come, but we should just all plan a field trip. We'll pile into Andy's truck, and we'll take you down.
And I'll be on a bike, and then you guys can show me how.
We've watched it twice now, and we continually have questions. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's just one more tool to allow cyclists and drivers to kind of get along on the road.
And I'll communicate with you with my horn.
Perfect.
Get out of the way.
There you go.
Let's go.